I'm Aletta Margolis with Center for Inspired Teaching in the United States.
I'm Zoya Litvin from Ukraine, in charge of leading educational NGO. They're called Osvitoria.
And we are together here in Helsinki at the 100 Education Summit, talking about our work together. And Zoya, I wanted to just take a moment while we're actually in the same place, because so much of our work has been on Zoom, as it must be because we live in different places. But I wanted to just talk to you for just a few minutes about what we've done so far and what we aim to do and aspire to do together. And I know that we met through a mutual friend who is who's a chief economist in Ukraine, who told me about your work and who told you about Inspired Teaching's work. And we have worked together to bring Inspired Teaching's engagement-based approach to about 1,000 teachers so far in Ukraine. And we have plans to do much more. Yeah, will you just talk about why this is important, what your work is in Ukraine, and why teachers need engagement-based approaches, even in the middle of, or especially in the middle of wartime?
Thank you, first of all, for supporting Ukrainian teachers. And I saw how inspired they are after the training. So it really works and it's so helpful for them. And if we speak about the reason why it is important, I'm happy to say as an educator that I see that education, despite the war, is #2 priority for our government after the national security. And what I notice, there's no relevant experience in the world on which Ukrainian government, teachers, educators can rely on, because other wars and conflicts, they were in a very different context. So we need to learn our lessons, but there's so much to learn that we need support. And so that our teachers could keep teaching and kids could keep learning. The biggest challenge at the moment, it's not money, not gadgets, it's expertise. So, you know, when missiles are flying over your head, when there's no constant security and you don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes, our neurocortex doesn't function so well in terms of focusing and learning. So teachers need to do everything possible to make their lessons even more and more engaging. That's why we were so happy to learn from you and to introduce engaging teaching concept and Inspired Teacher Center to Ukrainian educators. And after their first comments, when they finished those 3 days and they went to the fields, they see it works and it helps them. And it helps not only in teaching, but in promoting students' well-being also.
I'm so glad. And we loved getting to meet your incredible teachers. They were so strong and positive and determined to give their students the best possible education experience. And we appreciate that. And I know we are looking to continue our work together with the creation of a 3-month course for maybe some of the same teachers and some new teachers, really meeting once a week to focus on engaging educational approaches. And also you were talking about the importance of, will you just say a little bit about, you wanted us to also include the importance of having difficult conversations, teaching teachers how to teach students to speak to one another about challenging topics.
Yes, so we behaved like we suddenly caught the genie in a bottle, you know, and you are the genie. So we went through all those approaches and methodologies that you practice in your center, and we tried to compose more expanded curriculum than we had in those 3 days, so that we could empower Ukrainian teachers, and not only 500, 1,000, but even more. And we want to deep dive in those methodologies as we see they really work. So we composed the curriculum that would last 3 months, and it would be the next step after our first 3-day program, because they could have lessons with you and your team once a week. Then they would get back to their classrooms, they would work, they would bring this theory and practice, and they would come back to you next week with some extra questions. So it will be the next level of learning.
And great stories, I hope, of things,
Yes.
things that went well, things that didn't go well. We love that sort of action research where they get to try it in the classroom, discuss with each other and with us how it went, what went as expected, what was a good surprise, what was a bad surprise, and then we adjust from there.
Yes, because we learn a lot, not only from things that work, we also learn when something didn't work well.
Absolutely.
And we want this for them. Yes, and it's about engaging students more, and it's about having difficult conversations with them, because you can't teach them math or physics when something bad is happening around, when they have questions they couldn't discuss with their families during class day or week. So teachers have to be there for them also.
Yeah, it's the same in the US too. We have so many, I mean, very different situation, of course, but the children want to talk about important issues, and teachers need the support and the strategies to be able to facilitate those conversations in a safe and productive way. So we're excited to share that with your teachers.
Absolutely, because in the modern world, and I hope everyone understands it, teachers are not the source of knowledge. They are the soft power that nourishes child's soul. They are the facilitators who help with all those difficult questions, challenges, etc. And especially during the war, they do so much to support their children, their colleagues, and actually even families of their children. So we have to empower teachers, and thank you for this.
Thank you, Zoya. Thank you so much.